Studio Nicole. I'm Nicole, and I am so glad that you're here. I am going to take a few minutes to test out my clip click together. Is that what they're called? Let me see. They were from Michaels. It's the Recollections brand. Clickable stamp set is what they're called. I bought these specifically for this project. These are my Oracle cards that I've been working on for weeks. Anybody who has been following along with me will recognize these. It's a pretty big collection here of cards that I'm going to be working on. And the theme of this deck is everyday magic. And I want to put on the front of each card the words "Today I will" with an intention for the day, kind of on the back, along with, um, an image that I want to capture and reflect on. And yeah. So I bought these clickable stamps so that I could stamp the words onto the back. I'd like to maybe emboss them with some embossing powder. I don't know if I want to do them in black or in gold. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I want to test out today. So I just have like a scrap piece of paper. I cut some stuff out of it, and I've got some ink, and I want to grab my embossing powders. I think I packed them up for a class that I was teaching recently, so I'll need to pause and go get those. So I got I just have all of my embossing stuff in a little plastic bin. That is my MO. So I grabbed that, so I have it right here so I can test out a couple of different colors. I've got a black embossing powder, and I have a gold. Can you tell that I use the gold a lot? I guess you maybe can't see very easily, but it's pretty low. I use this one a lot. I might need to get some more. So yeah, I'm not sure. Black or gold. I've also got this like metallic pearl blue, which I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. Probably either the black or the gold, I think. I do have silver. I want a gold because I've got the gold on the edge, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Either black or gold. We'll try it out anyway. Sorry for all of that mental back and forth, me not being able to decide. This is why we're trying it. The other thing that I am trying to figure out is the placement of the letters because I have the word today has 5 letters in it, and then I will is another 5 letters, but I need the space in there. So it's either today I will or today I will offset, or I could do today. Oh, I'm clicking. Um, oh, this is not as easy as it looks. Or the alternative is this one just does not want to stay. If I do today, I will like this. I can either click them like this or I can click them like this. But I don't like either one of those. They're both off center. Like I need it to be in the middle of the I and the L, and it won't click that way, you know. So no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is it worth stamping each one twice? Like stamping this part and then lining it up and stamping this part? That seems like it's going to be a lot. And this one just does not want to stay clicked together, which I think is going to be a problem. Like, it just doesn't want to stay. So I do have, this is the whole block with the ones that I took out. I do have another O. So maybe Maybe I'll try this other O. Okay. All right, let's see if this one still doesn't really want to stick. It just doesn't click together. Like it doesn't. Hmm. Maybe the D is the problem instead of the O. Maybe this one is just really loose for some reason. I am making a huge mess. That is par for the course. If you watched my other video that I just posted recently, there is a mess everywhere. Okay, so that's a little better. So maybe the problem was the no, still not great. I thought that was better, but it just isn't. Why do these two, and it doesn't matter whether it's these two or these two, they just don't want to, they just don't want to stay. All right, this one's okay. I thought I had that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here, folks. I'm just pretending like I know. All right. So I think I'm going to go with today I space will. All right, we'll try it like this. These are the O and the D. We're just going to try it with some plain ink first, just to see. Oh, that's going to make a mess. Oof. Okay. Let's go easier. Don't push down so hard. Let's see. Okay, I kind of like that. It's bigger than I anticipated for some reason. I guess it shouldn't be surprising, the size of it, but it kind of is. But okay. All right, so let's see. It's either that or I can move it over a little bit and we can go like this. What do we think? The top one or the bottom one? Today I will or today I will. I mean, I was say the same thing. Oh, I kind of like this one, I think, instead of this one. All right. The other alternative was somehow to do today. That O and D just do not want to stay together no matter what I do. Goodness gracious. Today I will. All right, let's try that. Nope. It just won't hold together. This is not as this is not very sturdy. So maybe I need to put some of these blank letters in here. That's why they give you some blanks. Who would have thought this would be so complicated? All right, now this is again off center because we have 5 letters, 1 letter, and then we have 4 letters. And I have this blank one on the end, but really it doesn't. It doesn't need to be there. So we've got another option here. We've got today I will, like that, which is not bad. Or we can move it over. One. And then it could look like this. Today I will. All right, so now we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, or 4. They're very messy numbers, but we've got 1, 2, 3, or 4. I think I like 3. I think this is the one that I like the best for now, so far. That's my favorite. Hmm. Tell me in the comments what you think. Which one do you like? All right. The other thing that I want to try and figure out is whether I want to emboss this in black or gold. And in order to figure that out, I think I want to emboss it on some tissue paper and then hold it up on in front of the card itself so I can see it like against the background. So give me 1 second. I want to find some tissue paper. All right, so I've got just a piece of tissue paper here, and I want to try out. I'm gonna put it back the way that I think I like it the best, which is like this. Today I will. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it. I'm gonna move this. There's nowhere to put anything because there's stuff everywhere. All right, today I will on tissue paper, and I'm going to use the black embossing powder. I'm not using the embossing ink pad, so I don't know if this ink will stay wet enough. But I was hoping that by doing it really fast, it would work. So we'll see if that actually works. Well, kind of. It's definitely, oh, it's stamped right through. Great. That's not really what I wanted. Let's see if I can. Well, it's not coming off, folks. I've made a mess here. Let's see. Oh, and of course, the ink pad is, um, yeah, probably not gonna come up easily. Oy, oy, oy. I somehow did not anticipate that it would stamp right through the tissue paper onto the thing behind. Oh well. It's plastic. That's why it's on here, so it won't ruin my actual desk. All right, let's try this one more time. Maybe I don't want to use this color. Maybe I do want the clear for the gold. When I do the gold, I don't want the dark color to shine through. So, yeah, this ink and come in with the gold embossing powder. I'm really struggling with this project back and forth between, like, even with the edging, it's like, do I want black edging or do I want gold edging? I really like the shine and shimmer of the gold, but the black provides better contrast and it's more visible. So I just keep going back and forth and I keep trying to do a little bit of both. All right, I am going to clean this up just a little bit. I'm just grabbing a paintbrush. I don't know if you can see this, but there's definitely some embossing powder where I don't want it. So I'm just going to clean that up. The W did not come out clearly. I wonder why. This distress ink pad, the embossing ink pad, is it's very squishy. So when I tap into it, I think I just got a lot of embossing liquid everywhere. So I'm going to try this again. Oh, all right. These are the problems that I'm going to have to solve if I want this to work. So I guess that's good that they're happening now when I'm practicing. I'm testing things out, right? This is why, oh my gosh. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And the W still did not print nicely. I wonder why. I don't know what happened. I don't like it. Maybe I need to just clean the stamp off. I'm gonna try one more time. We'll see if it comes out clear. And if either way, I'm just gonna be done at this point. I'm gonna just try it and see how it turns out. I'm going really lightly onto the stamp and trying to be as crisp as I can be with the ink. And go in with the embossing powder one more time. Third time's a charm. Let's see how this goes. All right, that's a little bit clearer, but not a whole lot. So I had to pause for a second there, but this last one is slightly better, but barely. I still don't think the W is very clear. I'm not sure why that is. But I'm going to find my heat gun and I'll be right back. I had to dig this out also from a bag. I had taken it in for the paint night fundraiser that I did recently. So I've got my heat gun. It's all plugged in. I'm going to attempt to emboss this without blowing the tissue paper all over the place. Apparently I melted it to the paper because there was embossing powder behind it, but I somehow melted. We're learning all sorts of things today, folks. All right. This one did not really, I didn't really get a lot of the black embossing powder to stick. I thought that there was more, but it doesn't look like there really is. It just looks like a lot of that is just the blue ink that I started with. So I might try the black again. I don't love any of the gold. It's really hard to read. Um, that is slightly more clear, and then this is the most clear of the bunch, but it's still just not, it's not easy to read. I do like the gold though. No. So I'm going to try one more time with this pad. If I can find, here it is. Okay, this is the ink pad. I'm going to clean off the stamps, especially the W. This W definitely does not come out clear. Cleaning off the pad, lightly going in. I'll do one more. Trying to get a nice, clear, crisp impression. And I'm going to use the black embossing powder this time. This looks pretty clear and crisp, like that. I keep saying the word crisp. Like once you say it once, it's just stuck in your head. And now I want to say it all the time, apparently. All right. I will say that the W is actually pretty clear on this one, so I am hopeful. I think that's the winner. It is the easiest to read. I really do. There's something about the gold that I like, but I just think that this is going to be the clearest. I think this is going to look the best. Our last test. I'm going to cut these out and I'm going to hold them on top of the card and we'll see. Oh. Of course, I almost cut one of the letters off because, that's what I get for not being careful. I am sure that some of you watching are just absolutely shaking your head at me for not being very precise or careful with this project. And that's okay. You can shake your head at me all you want. See, that is just hard to read. I love the gold. I'm not gonna lie, I really do love it. But I just don't think it shows up very well. So let's see how this one looks. Trying to be a little more careful this time so I don't cut the letters off. Great. I think that works. And then I kind of love that I could sort of stamp them like in different places on different cards, like depending on where the clearest, where it'll show up the best on the card. I might put it down there, or maybe I could put it up here or in the middle. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go with the black. All right. That's it. That's the winner. Now I have some that didn't work out that I can cut out and use in other random projects. These will be maybe good for something else. I'm gonna skip the one over there that's got a hole in it. That one's not gonna work really for anything. But now I have some that I can play with in other projects, and I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm using this ink pad and this embossing powder. Everything else can get put away. My stamp pad can get put away. And I'm going to keep these out. I don't know that I'm going to do this right now because it's late. These I can't seem to get stuck together. I'm going to have to put this back together somehow. This is too much thinking. I can't do this and talk at the same time. So I'm going to do this later. For now, I'm excited to have figured out what I'm going to do. So sometimes you just take the tiniest little baby step forward in a project. Instead of doing all of these, at least I just figured out what I'm going to do. And that's progress. All right, folks, thanks for joining me tonight here in the studio. I hope you had a good time watching me experiment and maybe learn something from my mistakes so you can save yourself the trouble in the future. Have a great night. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me.